Hi, welcome back. My name is Melanie Riddell, and this is day 4 of the 5-day yoga challenge. And today we're going to stay close to the ground and we'll go for about an hour. And if an hour is too much for you, you can always pause the video and return to it later. So with that, let's find a comfortable seat. And if you're sitting cross-legged and you notice that the knees are way up high, you can invite a block underneath your bum just to give your hips a little extra space. And it might be a nice idea to have a strap handy today. And if you don't have a strap, you can use a dog leash or a belt, maybe a soft belt of from a robe or something. And then once you find your comfortable seat, go ahead and allow your eyes to start to close or your gaze to soften just a little bit. Feel your sits bones root down wherever you have landed and feel your inner body brighten up on your next inhalation. And as you exhale, feel your outer body soften down, outer hips soften down into the earth. And then turn that into a rhythm and let that rhythm welcome you right here to your practice today. And yoga teaches us to see the world a little more clearly. And there's what's known as the 5 kleshas, the 5 root causes of suffering. And the very first one is avidya. And what avidya teaches us is that we incorrectly see the world. We see the world through our unique lens. And if you can just think about your circumstances, the family that you were born into, the upbringing that you had, the environment that you lived in, your likes, your dislikes. And then as you evolved in your young adulthood, the environment that you were living in, and so on and so forth. And how everything that has happened to you up until this very moment creates this lens in which you see the world. And not one of us has that same lens. So we each see things differently. And we suffer when we stay firmly rooted in our beliefs and our way of doing things. And we create wars over defending our position as the right way to do things. And so yoga teaches us to soften around that a little bit and to start to see things through the lens of our inner wisdom rather than our 5 senses. And it doesn't mean that we don't use our 5 senses, because that's what we humans do. We take the world in through our 5 senses. But adhering firmly to our experiences as the only way of being creates lots of suffering. So see if that means anything for you as we start this day 4 of our practice. Allow yourself a few moments here. If the mind is wandering or it's just chatty, see if you can bring your focus to the sensation of your breath. And then take a moment to set a personal intention for your practice today. And then when it feels right for you, go ahead and blink your eyes open. You can remove the block from underneath your seat if it's there and bring your blocks to the top of your mat. Now, for today, the top of my mat will be both here and here, just so I don't have to turn my back to the camera. So if I pivot, you stay right where you are. And we'll come to tabletop and right into child's pose. Knees wide, toes touch, sit back on your heels. And enjoy a nice opening of the back body here in child's pose, the hips open. You can melt the heart down in towards the mat. You can even rest your forehead on a block. And the next time you inhale, inhale through your nose. Feel your shoulder blades start to puff up towards the ceiling. And on the exhalation, sigh out the mouth and let the heart melt down towards the earth just a little bit more. And then do that a few more times. Consciously send the breath to the back body. Fill up the back body. 60% of our respiratory system lives back there. Give it some love. Exhale. Open up the mouth. Sigh it out. And then a few more like that. You can bring your hands in prayer. Bend your elbows until your thumbs touch the back of your neck. You can walk your elbows forward just a little bit and hollow out your armpits. Keep reaching your sits bones back. Melt the heart down. And then when you're ready, breathe yourself up to tabletop. A few rounds of cat-cow here. If you remember day 3, we talked about Hasta Bandha. Go ahead and create that now. Feel that energy spiral up your arms, into your armpit, into your heart. Bottom tips of shoulder blades wrap around back of heart. Low belly's toned. Inhale, slide heart forward, lift hips. Look at the wall in front of you. Widen your sits bones. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your spine. Look towards your belly button. Little helium balloon underneath your belly button as you push the earth away from you. Inhale, heart slides forward, hips lift, sits bones widen. Exhale, cat pose. And then one more like that. If you need to spend a little more time here to warm up your spine, please do so. Otherwise, after you finish your next cat pose, find stillness in tabletop. Extend the right leg back behind you and shake it out. I like to say like a dog coming out of a lake, shaking the water off of him or her. And then bring your right knee down and left leg. Extend it back and shake it. All right. And then I'm going to pivot. We'll come into gate pose. Extend your right leg out to the side. Right toes point towards the front of the room. You can have blocks handy if you'd like. Start to isometrically draw your left knee in towards your right foot. Feel a bump of energy come into pelvic floor and the belly button. Feel that energy move up as the belly button pulls into the front of the spine and scoops up into the diaphragm, and then breathe yourself up to gate pose. With strong legs hugging into the core of you, inhale left arm up towards the sky. Create a nice long line of energy from left knee to left fingertips. Keep the jaw sliding back and back of skull sliding up. What we want to avoid here is the neck pushing forward. So we gently want to use that cosmic headrest. Stay for one more big inhale, and on the exhalation, slide down your extended leg, but don't collapse. Keep the left arm reaching up really high as you slide down your extended leg. Maybe even roll the heart underneath the left armpit just a little bit more. Breathe. Create Ujjayi breath. Breathe in and out through your nose. Feel the breath draw across your toned throat top for one more big breath in. And on the exhalation, Take a block and place it outside your left knee to rest your left hand down on, and extend right arm overhead. You can set the block at any setting that feels good to you. You want to create an opening here in left side body so that left foot is actively pressing down, muscular energy is hugging in, and the right arm is reaching overhead. Roll the heart up towards the sky. Stay for one more big inhale. And on the exhalation, bring your hands back to the earth. We're going to take that right leg and swing it all the way over to the left. Press the right toes down and straighten that right leg. Hug your inner thighs in towards each other. Feel Mula Bandha activate. Feel Uddiyana Bandha activate. So pelvic floor tones, like you're stopping the flow of urine. Dare I say that? And then the belly button pulls into the front of the spine and scoops up into the diaphragm. Stay here for one more big breath in. And on the exhalation, bring yourself back to tabletop and take a cat-cow. And then extend left leg out to the side once you find stillness in tabletop. You can have your block handy off to the right. And then slowly walk your hands up to your hips. Again, isometrically, we should know now what isometric means. We engage the muscle without moving the bone. So we're going to act like we're pulling our foot in towards our knee, but we're just activating the muscles to do that. You should feel a nice bump of energy come in towards the midline and move up through your spine. And then inhale, right arm up towards the sky. Take a big breath in. Nice long line of energy here on right side body. As you exhale, slide down your left leg. Try to make the right side of your body as long as you can, but keeping all of the muscular energy hugging in here. Roll the heart underneath right armpit for one more big breath in. And on the exhalation, right hand comes down to the block. Move it, adjust it, however it feels good for you. And then left arm reaches overhead. So this is a variation of modified plank or the beginning of wild thing. If the shoulders are rolling forward, ask them to move back. Roll the heart underneath left armpit for one more big inhale. And on the exhalation, bring your hands back to the earth. Take that left foot and swing it all the way over to the right. Press the left ball of the foot into the mat as you straighten that back leg. Hug your inner thighs in towards each other. There's a lot happening here. Pull energy into Mula Bandha, pelvic floor. Pull the belly button in and up. Maybe peek over your right shoulder. Stay for one more big breath in. And on the exhalation, bring it back to tabletop. Knees close together. Sit back on your heels and walk your fingertips forward. Again, you can use a block underneath your forehead and take whatever variation of child's pose feels good to you. And then when you're ready, come back up. I'm going to shift to the profile view. From tabletop, create that Hasta Bandha in the hands again. Keep the shoulder blades supporting the heart from behind. Extend your right leg back behind you. What the natural tendency here is for those right toes to dial away from the body, and we dump the weight into the left hip. See if you can dial the right toes down towards the center of the earth. Scoop the low belly up. Wrap shoulder blades around the back of your heart. Keep dialing the outer edge of your right hip down, internal rotation of that right thigh. And then extend left arm alongside left ear. Left thumb points skyward, left fingertips point forward. Ask your left bicep to reach up towards the sky and the right upper thigh to reach up towards the sky for one more big inhale. And on the exhalation, left hand plants, right knee plants. Take a cat-cow. We'll do the same thing second side. Extend the left leg back behind you. Left toes point down towards the earth. Left foot is flexed. Left heel is pushing in an imaginary wall behind you. Shoulder blades neatly stacked on the back body. If the toes are dialing away from you, dial them down towards the center of the earth. Now the left upper inner thigh is lifting up towards the sky, just a little bit more. And if you're ready, right arm comes alongside right ear. Hug yourself into the core of you. So feel all left, right, front, back, all of that pull in to your spine. Stay for one more big inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, lower it down. Take a cat-cow. We'll move into thread the needle. I'll pivot once again. Start with the right arm. From tabletop, inhale the right arm up. Roll the heart open. I'm not mirroring you this time. Exhale, right hand comes underneath the body. Right shoulder lands on the mat. Right side of head lands on the mat. And you can stay right here, or you can walk your left fingertips forward as you roll onto the right shoulder just a little bit more. Ask your tailbone to start to scoop under, like it's going to pierce your belly button. Keep scooping your sits bone under, or your tailbone under, and feel the length in the back body here. Maybe that left hand is ready to reach up towards the sky as the heart rolls up towards the sky a little bit. But if this creates a pinch or a pain, hit the undo button and come right back where you were. If you're feeling really open, maybe that left hand wants to wrap all the way around and find the top of your right thigh. And you create a little more of a deeper twist here. Stay for the inhale, and on the exhalation, unwind, find your way back to tabletop, and take a cat-cow. We just want to neutralize the spine. And doing cat-cows in between these postures. And same thing, second side. Inhale, left arm up. Spin the heart open. Again, I'm not mirroring you. Exhale, left fingertips underneath the body. Land on left shoulder and left side of head. Ask the sit bone to scoop under and feel that crisscross stretch in the back body. Right hand, maybe it walks forward towards the front of your mat, or maybe it's ready to come to the hip, or reach up, or reach around for the top of your left thigh. Keep scooping your tailbone underneath you as you roll the heart a little bit more towards the sky. Breathe here. Again, no pinching or pain. So let your inner wisdom guide you through your practice. Stay for one more inhale, and on the exhalation, come back to tabletop. Neutralize the spine with a cat-cow. All right. I'm going to pivot once again. From here, find plank pose. Extend one leg at a time. Nice strong arms, creating Hasta Bandha. Top of the thighs lift up towards the sky. You can even ask the upper inner thighs to lift up towards the sky to create a little more space in the low back. Stay for the inhale, and on the exhalation, knees come down, chest and chin come down, and slither onto your belly. You can move things out of your way if they're in your way. Fingertips point forward, toe tips point back, thumbs point skyward. Almost like you're holding a block in your hand. Your pinkies are on the earth. Inhale, right arm, left leg lift. Upper left inner thigh lifts up a little higher as the right bicep lifts up a little higher. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, left arm, right leg lift. Again, upper right inner thigh and left bicep lift a little higher. Exhale, lower down. And a few more like that. Bring as much awareness as you can into all parts of your opposite arm and opposite leg right now. Notice where your person might need a little extra assistance, rather than haphazardly just flinging the arm and leg up in the air. The more we can start to clean up our inner world, the more we clean up the lens in which we see the world. So it becomes a little less muddy. All right, next time arm and leg come down to the earth, bring your hands in cobra prep for some cobra pulses. Palms face down next to the chest. Shoelace side of your feet pressed down into the mat. Create that hasta bandha, or just hug the elbows in towards the side body and notice how that natural hasta bandha happens. So with the fingers spread wide, hug elbows in like little grasshopper wings. Tuck them into the side body. Strong legs. Tops of feet pressed down, tailbone anchors towards heels. Inhale, cobra or baby cobra. Just breathe your heart up off the mat a little bit. Exhale, face down. Keep your tailbone anchoring towards your heels. Inhale, elbows hug in, heart peels up, tailbone fires back. Exhale, face down. And then a few more like that. Try to keep your head steady here. A lot of times I see practitioners looking up towards the sky and then looking down towards the mat. And we want to try to keep the back of the neck nice and long here. We're working the posterior chain here. We're not working the head or the neck. All right, next time you breathe yourself up to cobra, pause, tuck your toes, lift your hips and find downward facing dog, and breathe. And take a moment here to pedal out the legs. So again, without sounding like a broken record, press your finger pads down into the mat and dial your finger pads towards your pinkies. You want to create a nice steady foundation throughout your arms. So you want to feel that spiral move up into your armpits and hug your forearms in towards each other. And then bring yourself to stillness. You can come up onto tiptoes. Upper inner thighs start to roll back towards the wall behind you. Heart melts towards your knees. But you have nice strong arms here. You're not hammocking the armpits. So if you feel like the armpits are dumping down towards the mat, imagine you have a helium balloon underneath each armpit. Tops of ears start to reach down towards your thumbnails, and the heart reaches back towards your knees for one more big breath in. And on the exhalation, find plank. Lower down onto your belly or hover in chaturanga, low plank. And then find Sphinx pose. Forearms come down to the earth. Fingers spread wide, elbows underneath shoulders. See if you can walk your feet or your legs closer together so your knees kiss a little bit here. Isometrically draw your forearms back towards your hips as your heart slides forward. If you have a cranky low back, anchor your tailbone towards your heels or walk your hands forward just a little bit. You can stay right here, or you can bend your left knee, pivot your right arm so you have a little more stability here, and reach back for your left foot. If that's not available for you, you can take your strap, wrap it around your foot, and hold on to the strap rather than your foot. You can turn this into a simple quad stretch by coming all the way down to the mat and reaching your left heel towards your left bum cheek. Or you can turn this into a half bow pose, a deeper back bend, where you press foot into hand, hand into foot, and breathe. One more big inhale, and on the exhalation, release. You can take a pause in between sides by stacking your fists and resting your forehead down, or just stacking your palms on top of each other. And then we'll move to second side. If you need to hit the pause button, you're welcome to do so. So you can either come back up into Sphinx, bend your right knee, use strap if you need to, walk your arms forward if your back bend is too deep for you, and then pivot left arm just so you have a little docking station here, and then reach the right hand back. You could come into seal where you plant the left hand and straighten the left arm. Wherever you are, make sure it supports you today. Yoga is not about forcing ourselves or cramming ourselves into certain shapes. It's more about getting our energy aligned, and modern science, as well as the ancient wise ones, teach us that everything is energy and form follows energy. So if we can start to bring our energy under our loving command, the form will one day follow. So you can either, for these last few rounds of breath, go deeper into a quad stretch or deeper into a back bend, whatever feels good to you. And then take one more big breath in. And on the exhalation, bring your hands back to the earth. Take a child's pose and breathe. Either the knees come wide or the knees are close together, whatever feels best for you. And after a big back bend like that, if that's how you were moving in that posture, this might feel really nice. And then from here, stay right in child's pose. Walk your hands to the left side. Stack your right hand on top and breathe. Reach your hips back equally. Maybe that right hip wants to reach back even more because that one is the one that wants to lift. You can rest your forehead down on the earth, or the right side of your face on your upper right arm, and breathe. Maybe the heart wants to start to roll underneath your right armpit. And rather than just making the shape here, see if you can start to shrug right shoulder towards your hand as you reach your right hip back towards your right heel for one more big breath in. And on the exhalation, walk your hands all the way to the right side. Stack your left hand on top and breathe. Now left hip, tack it back even more as left shoulder reaches towards your hands. You can rest your head down. You can roll your heart underneath your left armpit, whatever feels best for you. Just keep the breath steady. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. And then one more inhale. And on the exhalation, slowly bring yourself back to tabletop. Now we can get to this next posture either from tabletop or downward facing dog. So have your blocks handy. I'll demonstrate from tabletop. We'll come into lizard lunge. Inhale the right leg up, reach it up. Exhale, right foot forward, both hands inside right foot. Right foot as far as your edge, the right edge of your mat. You can crawl your left leg back a little bit. You can stack some blocks underneath your hands. You can even lift that back leg if it's too cranky, or pat it with a blanket. You can stay here or stack some blocks and lower your forearms down to the blocks. If you want, you can take your right hand and lovingly coax your right thigh open. You can even out or spiral the top of your right thigh a little bit, or stay right where you are. And breathe. Now, this is a good one to scan your body and notice where you're gripping, because usually our body is sensing some danger here when we go into a deep opening. So each breath, allow it to help you loosen your grip a little bit on what you think you need to hold tightly to. And then one more big inhale, and on the exhalation, we're going to rock back for a thigh stretch. So move the hips back as you straighten the right leg, lift your right toes, and reach your heart forward, or if you really want to go deep into this, reach your heart towards your right big toe. But both sits bones are scooping back behind you. And then you can turn this into a pulsation. Inhale, come forward. That might be hard on the knee if you have a very thin yoga mat. So feel free to pat it with a blanket. Exhale, rock back. This is a variation of Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. So if you are an advanced practitioner and you want to move into full Hanumanasana, full split, and you can do that safely, you're welcome to. Otherwise, just keep rocking back and forth. Hips roll back, sits bones roll back as the heart reaches forward. Try not to let this happen. And then the next time you rock back, pause. Stay for the inhale. And on the exhalation, bring yourself back to lizard. Bring that right knee back to meet the left. Take a cat-cow to neutralize the spine. We'll do the same thing second side. Inhale, left leg up, whether you're in tabletop or downward facing dog. Exhale, left foot forward. Left foot as wide as your mat. Both hands inside left foot. Crawl the right leg back. And then just start to scan your body and notice where you're falling or moving into habitual routines, habitual holding patterns. Perhaps that's the shoulders coming forward to protect your heart. See if you can wrap shoulder blades around the back of your heart. Maybe your glutes seize up right now. Ooh, things are happening. Let's try to protect our person. Again, you can bring hands onto blocks, or you can come onto forearms. You can even take left hand and lovingly ask that left knee to move away from you, or you can externally rotate that left thigh. Take one more big inhale, and on the exhalation, rock it back for a variation of Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Sits bones roll back behind you as the heart reaches forward. Feel the opening in the left hamstring. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. And then two more like that. And then the next time you rock forward, bring your hands back to the earth. Bring your left knee to meet your right knee and take a cat-cow. Underneath you and extend your legs out in front of you. Give your legs a nice thump. And we'll move into Janu Shirshasana, advancing that to revolve Janu Shirshasana if you're ready for it. You can keep a strap handy if your hamstrings are really tight. And I'll mirror you, so extend your left leg out to the side, flex your left toes, and reach your left heel away from you. Bend your right knee, point your right toes, and bring the sole of your foot to the upper thigh. If you need a little lift underneath your seat because your hips are really tight, just invite a folded blanket underneath you. And when you're ready, inhale your arms up. Exhale, pivot to face your extended foot and fold over your leg. You want to dive over as you fold over. So the heart is reaching toward your left big toe. Both hips are anchored down. So if this bent knee, this hip is popping off the mat, just take your right hand and lovingly, lovingly tack it down. Tack it down as the heart pivots towards the left big toe. Keep reaching the hips back behind you. Often what we do when we feel ourselves coming into that danger place, we tuck the tailbone. So notice if that's your tendency as you come into a forward fold if you tuck your tailbone. See if you can lift your tailbone back behind you and then reach your heart towards your left big toe. Maybe your right hand is ready to reach outside of your left foot. If you need the strap, tie the strap around your foot and slowly work your way towards getting closer to your foot. If you're ready for a revolved Janu Shirshasana, make sure this right hip is tacked down. You can bring your right hand outside your left foot and thread the needle. And maybe this is as far as you go. So with this left hand, you can press it down and push the earth away from you. You might feel that tacking down of this bent leg just a little bit more. And then take a big inhale, do that again as you roll the heart underneath your left armpit or your right armpit. Stay for the inhale. And on the exhalation, slowly unwind. Bring your legs out in front of you, give it a nice thump, and then extend your right leg out to the side. Bend your left knee and tuck your left foot up against your thigh. Move the fleshy part away if you need to, prop your hips up if you need to, grab your strap if you need to. And then inhale the arms up, pivot to face your right foot. And the next time you exhale, dive over your leg. Notice right away if you tuck your tailbone. See if you can lift your tailbone up. Move the sits bones back behind you as you lengthen, 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 and reach the heart towards your right big toe. And then pause. So often I see practitioners trying to go deeper into a posture and forcing themselves into a shape that's not meant for them. And what I recommend if you find yourself doing that is to close your eyes, especially in a non-dynamic posture like this. Close your eyes and imagine what you want that shape to look like one day. And just see yourself in that full expression that you want your body, your person to express. And then little by little, the form will start to follow. So right now, if you feel like you've hit a plateau, pull the low belly in, scoop it up, brighten up the core a little bit, and then fold a little deeper. You just created some space to fold a little deeper by doing that. Take your left hand and tack your left hip down just a little bit more as you reach your heart towards your big toe. And then maybe that left hand wants to reach outside your right foot. Stay here for a little bit. Reach the hips away as the heel reaches away. These 2 points moving in opposite directions. And then the right hand threads underneath. And you roll the heart underneath your left armpit. But make sure this hip stays tacked down. Smile and breathe. One more big inhale. And on the exhalation, slowly come back up. Bring your legs out in front of you. Thump it out. Bring your strap. Come onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side. And then take your strap in your hands and from the center of the strap, because if you have a D ring, you want to make sure this is not near your face at all. You don't want to knock yourself out. And then we'll wrap the strap around the sole of our right foot first. And then extend your left leg to the earth. If it's not available for you, then keep that left knee bent for a little while until it feels like it's ready to straighten out. Keep both shoulders flat on the mat, and as a matter of fact, tuck your shoulder blades around the back of your heart. Keep reaching your right heel up towards the sky. Keep hugging that muscular energy into the bone. And then if you're ready, extend the left leg towards the earth. Keep flexing both feet equally. If it's not available to have your leg up 90 degrees here, you can move your leg away from you so this leg can straighten. Because oftentimes, if your hamstrings are really tight, you're almost like in a half happy baby here, which there's really nothing wrong with that. But if it serves you better to move your thigh away from you so you can straighten your leg, over time, again, with your mind's eye, envision that foot coming right overhead. Now, if you do that and the right hip pops off the mat, bring the foot down so you can tack that right hip down to the earth. Now take your right hand and wrap your strap around your right wrist as you bring your left arm out to a T. Ask your right sit bone to scoop toward your left big toe. You'll feel that outer spiral of the upper right thigh bone. Keep that on a quiet hum. Keep that right sit bone scooping towards your left big toe as you slowly start to bring that right foot out to the right side. Keep externally outer spiral of the right thigh as the right foot comes out. Keep both hips equally tacked down. So if you need to take your left hand and say, all right, left hip, come back down to the earth, then do that. If your neck is reaching up towards the sky, slightly tuck your chin and allow the lower jaw to slide back down towards the earth. You don't want to smash the back of your neck into the earth. You just want to keep the back of your head supporting your upper body here. So this isn't to see how flexible that leg is. If your right foot is all the way to the earth right now, resting, and your left hip is pushing up towards the sky, see if you can come out of it just a little bit. Keep reaching and scooping right sit bone towards left big toe for one more big inhale. And on the exhalation, bring your right foot back up to the sky. Keep both feet flexed. We're going to open that right IT band. So imagine that your right upper femur bone is driving down into the earth like it's rooting down. Keep that as you flex your right foot and start to move your right foot over to the left a little bit. Keep anchoring that right hip down as right foot moves to the left. You'll feel that IT band start to talk to you. Pause where you feel all of that resistance. Pause. Don't keep fighting it. Pause. And then soften. Once your person trusts you and knows that you're not putting them in danger, maybe that right foot wants to come to the left a little bit more. When you feel all of that resistance, danger, 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 pause and soften. And then do that 2 more times. And then when it feels right for you, let the strap go, hug your knees into your chest, and rock side to side. And then we'll do that on the other side. So take the strap around the sole of your left foot, reach your left foot up towards the sky. Keep righty bent if you need to, or extend it to the earth right away. Remember, if having your legs straight up causes your knee to bend because your hamstring is too tight, just move your foot away from you and see if you can straighten the leg. And then over time, maybe that left foot can come parallel to you. Keep both feet flexed. Ask left sit bone to scoop towards right big toe. You'll feel the outer spiral of the upper left thigh bone. You can Cirque du Soleil, the strap around your left wrist, arm out to a T, right arm out to a T. Keep scooping left sit bone towards right big toe. Keep muscular energy hugging in as that left foot starts to move out to the left. Keep scooping left sit bone towards right big toe. Breathe. Both shoulders on the mat. Shoulder blades wrapped around the back of the heart. Chin is slightly tucked here. Whole body is active. Right thigh is tacked down. Stay for the inhale. And on the exhalation, slowly bring your left leg back up to the sky. As you continue to scoop left sit bone towards right big toe, really reach the top of the femur bone down into the earth. Drive it down. Super flex the left foot as that left foot starts to move to the right. Ooh, it could be just a quarter of an inch that it moves before it lights up. You want to stretch out this IT band. And then when you feel all of that start to resist and tense up, pause and breathe. Now my left leg is a little shaky right now, so I'm going to pause here and breathe. Maybe even talk to my person like, I'm not in danger. I'm not in danger. We are safe. We are safe. And then that left foot can move to the right just a little bit more. And then it starts to shake again. And it's like, we're not in danger. We're not in danger. We're not in danger. And then it calms down. And then do that one more time. And then stay for the inhale. And on the exhalation, shake off your strap. Hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. We'll come into wind removing pose. This is very good for the digestive system, and it's called wind removing pose. So for a reason. And if you notice that your inner winds start to become overactive after this posture, you can blame me. That's okay. But it's really good for digestion when we add some compression to certain areas of our intestines and then we release it just to give that area a little massage. So hug your right knee in towards your chest as you extend your left leg to the earth. Try to get your right knee to reach towards your right armpit. So you want to open up the hip a little bit before you hug it in. So we're not trying to hug it in to the heart. We want to open the right hip and then hug the right knee in towards the armpit, but both shoulders stay on the earth. So if wrapping your hands around your shin is not available, you can use a strap if you need to. That's always available for you. Flex your left foot, flex your right foot. Both shoulders are on the mat. Gently tuck your chin, gently. Keep everything active right now. So the low belly is gently pulling into the front of the spine. Muscles are lovingly hugging in. But through all of that, you can breathe. Find Ujjayi breath. Sometimes when we hug in, we pinch off the flow and we pinch off the breath. See if you can keep all of that loving embrace of your muscles, but keep the breath steady. Stay for one more inhale. And on the exhalation, switch sides. So now the right leg is flat on the earth. Left knee, open up the left hip. Hug it in towards your left armpit, like you're going to tuck it under your left armpit. Again, use a strap if you need to. Both shoulders are on the earth and both feet are flexed. Muscles are hugging in towards the bones. Back of the head is lovingly pressing down into the earth as the chin slightly tucks. You don't want the back of your neck jammed down. As a matter of fact, you can take your right hand and place your right hand behind your neck. You want to make sure that it fits. If the back of the neck is jammed down towards the earth, you've gone too far. So come out of that a little bit. We don't want to hurt ourselves here. Stay for one more big inhale. And on the exhalation, hug both knees in towards your chest. Curl in on yourself, like make a tiny little ball here. Keep your shoulders on the mat. Try to keep your sacrum on the mat, back of your head on the earth. Hug your knees in. Create that loving compression of your digestive system. And then when you're ready, roll the knees to the left side. Bring your arms out to a T. You can use a block underneath your knees if you need a catch caddy. Arms out to a T. If one shoulder is off the mat, look up at the sky and bring both shoulders back to the mat. Look over right fingertips and breathe. Soften. Soften the low belly. Soften the jaw. Soften the eyelids. And then take one more big inhale, and on the exhalation, roll your knees to the right side. You can use a block if you need to. It sometimes feels nice to scooch the hips to the left as the knees roll to the right. Both shoulders are flat on the earth, and look over left fingertips and breathe. Soften, 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 soften. Soften your grip on your views of the world. Soften the edges of your beliefs. Just a little bit. It doesn't mean that we don't have beliefs. But yoga teaches us that our beliefs are just that, our thoughts that we keep thinking over and over again. The rest of the world doesn't need to see things that way either. And then when you're ready, roll yourself back to center, extend one leg at a time, and find your final resting pose. And if all of this is not landing for you, as you come into Shavasana, just imagine a tree. And you see that tree maybe as a place to sit under when it's sunny for shade. Or maybe you want to cut it down because it's blocking your view. But a squirrel sees that tree as a grocery store. That squirrel goes to that tree and shops for nuts and acorns. And then a bird sees that same tree as a place to call home. It's where it's built its nest and it returns every day to feed its babies and to stay warm. And then the nuts and the acorns themselves see the tree as mother. So that's just one small example of how things aren't always as they seem. Enjoy Shavasana, and I'll let you know when it's time to come out. And without moving a muscle, see if you can start to breathe yourself back into your body. You can keep your eyes closed. And then reach your arms overhead and give yourself a good morning stretch. And then hug your knees into your chest and gently roll to one side and pause there for a few rounds of breath. Keep your eyes closed and imagine that you're cleaning the lens in which you see the world. And when it feels right for you, gently breathe yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Find a nice tall spine. Bring your hands in prayer. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. Congratulations, you have finished day 4 of this 5-day yoga challenge. Just one more day left. And with that, the divine light in me bows to and honors the divine light in you. Namaste.